Um, okay, so happy Palm Sunday. So you guys, certainly we are entering the Holy Week. So I think it's very important, right? You can see that's really our core, our Catholic faith. And so something about the gospel or a homily, Father Finn, what he said that resonated with you. Um, so what the long readings, right? Really long. But what did he say? I think two things, a couple of things you got to capture understanding that. What did he say? Takeaways. Okay. Because a lot of people are reading that, right? That's what Father was saying.
It's the wrong reading.
What?
Wrong reading?
No, it was not a wrong reading. It was good. It was no, everything was correct. Everything is good. It's translated, correct, things, and it was read very well. But what are the things, the key things as we are how do we respond to the readings, the gospel reading, what Father Finn was talking about? You got to understand very clearly, very a summary of that. Who remembers? See, that's the thing. That's why I want to make sure, because there's a translation. Sometimes Father Finn, you guys may not get the whatever that is. So I do want to make sure that you have a good understanding of it. So number one thing is when you read that, a lot of people would say it's the indifference, the attitude of like, well, too bad, Jesus was really doing all that, and I don't feel anything. It's the feelings, the not having, it's standing outside looking at it. Too bad, Jesus had to do all that, endure all the agonies of his passion. They will raise him, kind of said, king, and next thing he putting him, crucifying him to death, right? And those people. So that was what Father was trying to say, the messaging going across to explain that's the attitude, that's the number one attitude of being basically indifferent, right? I don't care. Jesus is too bad, so sad for Jesus, but that's me. I mean, I have a life to live on, okay? And then what's the second thing? Second thing would be also standing from the position of outside, right? Not in so much indifference, but just feeling sorry for Jesus, right? Oh man, he had to endure all that. People spitting him, mocking him, all that stuff. Just from the observation, just feeling kind of sorry for somebody, right? Sorry for him. So he said, it's also the wrong thing to do when you heard the gospel reading. It should touch you at your heart and the inner. What you have to do is to involve in that and seeing the roles of all those people, right? You could be Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times, right? Sometimes we're scared. We are the same way. We don't really, especially when we go to places, right? We're supposed to be boldly defending our faith. No, we become very, denying Jesus. So we have to involve in that ourselves. We're doing that, right? And then the thing is also Judas, right? Betray Jesus. The same thing. We betray him too for little things. I mean, they said about talking about 30 silvers. Well, we sometimes we do very little, not even that every day. So it's a self-reflection involved in that passion of Christ. To know that we are weak and very, very sinful, right? And we need God's graces and to be involved, to be strong, because you have to play all those people, right? Their characters in the readings. We're all part of that, right? Nail Jesus to the cross. And that's happening today, right? With the what? The sins that we commit, especially the sins of the flesh, right? Pornography, the things that's going on. Every time you commit sins, you are nailing Jesus to the cross. You know that. It's just not the people during that time, but during today. It's happening today. Yes.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Very good. Yes, spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Very good. And that's what you saw also at the Passion Gethsemane in the garden, right? And Jesus even prayed very hard, blood sweating, right? Sweating blood to the Father. If it's this cup, take away from me, right? So he had that human side to him. And the thing with it is all his disciples were going to sleep. And that's the part that we need to be, right? Awake, and to make sure that we are going to be really involved in that whole passion of Christ, right? You guys, if you watch, you should be watching that, the passion of Christ, to know that, the agony, the things that Jesus did. And he did it willingly to free us, right? And some people was chopping off the ear, thinking going to help Jesus. He said, no, I mean, this is my willing to take on that innocent person, right? To take on all the sins of the world to save us, to free us from the bondage of sins. So we look at it, we should be involved, we should be looking at that. It's not saying blaming the people in the past. It's actually looking at the people back then, the elders, the Pharisees, they were instrument in putting Jesus to death. But also we are also today continuing to nail Jesus to the cross. Okay, so we need to be, know that, and to remember to stand up and to really need the graces of God for us to be strong and also to defend our faith. So just wanted to end with that for us to reflect during this Holy Week. All the liturgies are supposed to be very helping us, like Thursday, Holy Thursday, right? Washing the feet. Friday, really that day, Jesus dying, and then resurrection. That's the key thing, So you are going to see that, our Lord Jesus Christ being resurrected. So it's also good news for a lot of us, for us to know our faith. We have a solid faith, right? That really traces to Jesus Christ being the Lord of Lords, and help us and then pray to strengthen us, so that in this life, in that journey of faith, because we can be falling away, and just like those people, right, falling to sleep, falling into temptations, and all kinds of stuff. So we need to be strong and to stand up for faith, family, and freedom. So with that.